Hey guys, Andy Marcoux here from CoachmansDelight.com. Here's a quick little impromptu video that I did for Facebook on how to put on a bucking strap properly. Now, the one caveat that I'll share about this video is, well, I'm not really setting the best example because I don't have somebody standing at Mimi's head while I'm working around her hindquarters doing this video. I wouldn't normally encourage you to do as much work around the horse's hindquarters without somebody's standing at her head as I'm doing in this video. That said, well, we don't always have somebody to head our horses while we're hitching up and doing this type of adjustments to harness. So in this video, you can see just how effective this stand training is that I do with all horses that I teach how to drive. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that stand training, just go over to my website, CoachmansDelight.com, and type in /stand at the end address bar. I'll put a link to that below. One more thing is, if you're coming to this video on YouTube and you're not getting it to it from my website, this video is part of a much more in-depth blog post about the bucking strap, and you might be interested in reading the rest of the post that goes along with this video there. I'll also link that below in the description of this video. Of course, it'd be great if you were to subscribe so you can get more videos like this. In the meantime, enjoy this one.
So, welcome to my Facebook Live video. I'm Andy Marcoux, of course, from CoachmansDelight.com. And we just had a class on Wednesday night about runaways and, well, lots of crazy things that can happen when we're driving. Mimi's not going to do that for us today. She's a sweetheart. But of course, in that sort of discussion, the discussion of bucking straps came up, and I didn't have super photos in video of the way you want to adjust and, you know, put on a bucking strap correctly. And so I promised everybody who took that class that I'd put something up. So this is me making good on my promise, and I just want to show you how to properly fit and adjust a bucking strap. I personally don't use bucking straps a whole lot, mostly because I'm lucky. Most of the horses that I have take their training well, and they don't do a whole lot of bucking. But if you have somebody who has kind of a proclivity to it, it's not always a training issue. Sometimes they can just get a little bit boisterous, if you know. So a bucking strap is something that you can put on that prevents the horse from getting her butt up in the air and kicking over the dashboard of the carriage. If they're able to do that, if they're able to, you know, give a good buck, they're going to take your knee. That's usually where you catch it. If a horse gives a great buck in a carriage, sometimes they can hit your hands, sometimes they can hit your face. So if the horse has a propensity towards bucking, a bucking strap is a really great way to prevent that. Now, what I see out in the world a whole lot is people putting on bucking straps kind of through the turn back just in front of the hip straps. So they'll put that bucking strap on right there at the midpoint of that hip, and then they go ahead and buckle the bucking strap down to the shaft here. We'll just pretend that I'm buckling it. And kind of assume that that's going to keep the horse's butt from going into the air. Well, I can tell you from experience, this doesn't actually work. I've inspected the bottom of horses' shoes many a times from the carriage while they're bucking, wearing a bucking strap in this fashion. It really just doesn't, the horse is allowed to get the butt up and behind the bucking strap, and so it does nothing to prevent the butt from going in the air. So the right way to do it is to get a bucking strap that allows the crupper to be passed through the bucking strap. Instead of the bucking strap going through the turn back, or the hip strap up there, we need to pass the crupper, these two little straps here, through the bucking strap. So, Lori, if you can get a close-up of that right there, we can see that there are a couple of little slots in this bucking strap. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and maybe, Lori, come around so that you can see the crupper. And of course, all of our harness is super clean, I'm sure. So I'm going to just unbuckle the crupper here, pass the crupper through the bucking strap, rebuckle, and then of course we'll do the second crupper strap. Ooh, Mimi saw somebody outside. Mimi, it's okay, hon. Just hang tight. Okie dokie. Alright, so that's how it looks when it's sitting on your horse's croup. The next important thing is, a lot of people are going to go ahead and just take this down and go around the shaft and come back up. Once again, it's not going to do enough to keep that horse's butt from going in the air. You need this bucking strap to live kind of forward like this so that it's always got like a little bit of a 45-degree line of draft, and that's actually what keeps the horse from getting his butt in the air. The way to do that, well, one thing is if you had a footman loop like this footman loop up here on the carriage further back, well, then that's awesome. You could pass it through a footman loop right there. It's very easy actually to put a footman loop there. But since we don't have one there, we could depend on this gear here to keep it from sliding further back, but that's not terribly reliable. So the trick here is to take this bucking strap, follow the hip down, go inside the breeching, and then, Lori, if you can get a really good close-up right there, you see I've taken that strap, gone behind the breeching ring, and then through the breeching ring. Alright? Next, now I can bring it up and we're going to buckle it kind of loose-ish around the shaft. So this is got to keep that bucking strap forward the whole time. It's got to keep it from migrating down the shaft because it's just going through this breeching ring right here, so it can't really migrate south. Now, when I buckle that thing in, now I'm going to have to go over to the other side, so you can just hang there, and I'm going to go around. Isn't this pony a dog? This is what teaching your horse to stand, by the way, gives you for a horse. Makes it so that you can do things with your horse without having to worry about her dancing around all the time. If you're curious about how you actually get a horse to stand like this, just go over to my website, coachmansdelight.com, type in /stand, and that'll bring you to the stand page. So, just going to change her stance in the carriage a little bit. Could you back up a little bit? Good job. And now, this is still relatively loose. I don't want it clamped down tight on her butt. The point of the bucking strap is not to sit there and hold the horse's butt down the whole time that the horse is being driven, because what happens is oftentimes if you do that, you'll actually scare the horse. They'll feel like, gosh, there's something holding my butt down, and what's scooching on me. We want her to be able to move naturally and freely through her walk, through her trot, through her canter. And especially when she's cantering, her butt needs to go up and down a little bit. So if you put it, I could actually loosen this one a little bit. I'm going to go to the second hole from point here. If you put that bucking strap on without about a hand width extra, that's still going to prevent the horse's butt from going in the air high enough to get her feet over the dashboard and kick me in the shins or whatever it is that she wants to do. But it's loose enough that that horse can move freely and naturally and comfortably. So that's it. Let's come and say hi to Mimi and thank her for being such. She's like,
No, I don't want to say hi to Facebook. I don't believe in social media.
all right, that's it. Short, quick, simple. That's how to get a bucking strap on your horse in a way that will actually prevent your horse from bucking. I'm Andy Mark too, once again from Coachman'sDelight.com. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my website. I've got an online class coming up in 2 weeks all about the walk. I know that doesn't sound very interesting. I promise you it's going to be a very interesting class. You can get so much done, especially this time of year with you're bringing your horses back into work. Walk work is probably your greatest ally. So check that out on my website. Please go ahead and share this video with your friends, any of your driving club members or what have you, so that everybody knows how to set up a bucking strap correctly and nobody gets into any trouble. That's it. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you around sometime soon. Take care.